Here we are at the Fort Lee Film Commission, Movies and Music Under the Stars. I'm Tom Myers with the Fort Lee Film Commission, and we're very happy to have as our honored guest tonight a legendary New York City and American figure in entertainment, one that I learned everything I know about silent films from watching his show when I was a kid in New Jersey here, watching him on WOR. Mr. Joe Franklin, thank you, Joe, for being with us.
Tom, I wouldn't miss this for all the money in the world. I've been to many events, many banquets, many conventions, but I got to tell you, in all sincerity, that this is the most recent. I really mean that.
Well, Joe is a great entertainer as well, and Joe was in a landmark film. Everybody knows this summer Woody Allen came out with his biggest moneymaker to date, Midnight in Paris, which is a fantastic film. But in the canon of Woody Allen films, especially the straight-out comedies, none is better than Broadway Danny Rose, which was shot in this area, New York City, Hudson County, Fort Lee, Englewood Cliffs, shot all around here. It's a classic about New York City entertainment, and a great part of that film is Joe Franklin, and we have him here tonight with another star of the film, Nicola Forte. Joe, tell us a little about that film, what it was like to be in that Woody Allen film.
I agree with you, Tom. I would say the pivotal scene was the scene with me, shot in my TV studio with Nick Apollo. I think in that scene he was making his comeback. I forget exactly what the sequence was, but I know that when you make a movie with Woody Allen, which we did that day, there's no script. Woody gives you a rough idea what it's about, what to do, what to say, and you just go do it. And you do it. So the man is a genius. He's the modern day Charlie Chaplin for sure. And I've got so many memories. I broke, nobody discovers anybody, but I gave the first exposure ever to people like Woody Allen, Barbra Streisand, Bette Midler, Al Pacino, Dustin Hoffman. Through these, I had them all on. And Woody was on my show once with Jack Warner of Warner Brothers.
Oh, really? You're welcome.
Jack was on that day to show his Oscar for My Fair Lady. And he was so impressed by being on the panel with Woody, he signed Woody on the spot to MC a big junket to California for the movie The Great Race. Remember the movie with
great movie, Tony Curtis.
Tony Curtis, Natalie Wood, Jack Lemmon. So. Yeah, and by the way, when Jack Warner left my studio that day, he forgot his Academy Award. He left it on the desk. So we had to chase him down the block and give him. But that's a great. That was one of my all-time favorite panels: Jack Warner, Woody Allen, and me. And to be here tonight with you, Tom, and see this excitement, this is something beyond imaginations.
One of the things we want to talk about briefly, and we're going to let you go in a minute because you have to get ready to go on stage, but you talk about Jack Warner. We're here in Fort Lee, where a lot of the studios started back in the early 1900s, and you continue that tradition of keeping this country aware of its heritage as the birthplace of the American film industry, and all the people you've known over the years, all the great actors and actresses you've helped and singers. Joe, I know the people of Fort Lee here, I represent just them tonight. We thank you for bringing all of that entertainment and keeping that history alive.
Well, it's my, I wrote the big book called Classics of the Silent Screen.
I have it.
Sold over 1 million copies, made the publisher, Lyle Stewart, a millionaire. And there's always been controversy about the Jack Warners and the Louis B. Mayers. Were they mean? Were they moguls? Were they evil? Some stars say yes, and Mickey Rooney is among many who say that they were the most benevolent, nicest, cordial people that ever lived. They remember your birthday, they give you tickets for that World Series, they send you to their dentist. So who knows if they were mean or not mean, but they did build the industry, and they deserve their due recognition after all these years.
Well, that's a great thing, and Joe, you're absolutely right. After all these years, thanks to you, that book has had legs. All of us at the Film Commission have a copy of that book. We grew up reading that book. That caused us to have an interest in American film and silent films. And without you, Joe, and this is no exaggeration, I don't think there'd be a Fort Lee Film Commission, and I don't think there'd be a lot of people our age today working to try to preserve those memories. So, Joe, we're going to let you go, but we hope to get you back here in Fort Lee. You're a great man, and we thank you so much, and it's an honor for us to have you in Fort Lee.
Tom, what you're doing, you're a great man yourself. I might mention my new book. It's called Up Late with Joe Franklin. It's already sold 75,000 copies, and they're all in my house.
Well, you know what? Tell us where we can get one, because we're going to buy a couple of those copies.
I'm going to send you some copies for your friends. And Tom, it's so great to be with you. We're birds of a feather. We're flying together.
And I'm happy to fly with Joe Franklin anytime, any place. Thank you to everybody, and thank the Fort Lee Film Commission for making this possible. And we'll see you soon at the movies.